Good morning, sensual beings. So, we are still on our journey for the series of healing trauma through the body. This is video 3. And in case you missed it, last time we talked about titration, or what I call how not to re traumatize yourself. Today, we're going to talk about pendulation. Pendulation in somatic experiencing is like doing a little emotional cha-cha with your body and your mind. Imagine you're at a dance party, and instead of sticking to one move, you're gracefully shifting back and forth between different rhythms. That's exactly what pendulation is all about in the world of somatic experiencing. So here's the deal. So pendulation is a cool concept where you move between pleasant or comfortable sensations and the less comfortable or less pleasant sensations. It's like a gentle sway between feeling good vibes and dealing with the not so good stuff. So let's break that down. Say you're focusing on something that feels nice, maybe a memory that makes you smile or a sensation of calm in your body, and you really tune into how that feels. Maybe you feel the warmth in your heart or the lightness in your shoulders or a sense of peace. Um, Now, without diving too deep into discomfort, you gently shift your attention to something that's a bit more challenging. It could be a minor worry, something that you're slightly anxious about, or even just noticing like tension in an area of your body. And what I would invite you to do is just acknowledge it without getting overwhelmed. Then, just when you've taken note of the discomfort, started to feel these sensations, you pendulate back to the pleasant sensation. You revisit that warm memory or that sense of calm, and notice how your body responds as you move between these two states. Maybe there's a relaxation or a subtle shift in how you're feeling. Pendulation is all about creating or really enhancing this natural rhythm of exploring and then returning to a place of comfort. It's kind of like giving yourself permission to acknowledge and work with the tough stuff while also nurturing yourself with moments of ease. Think of it as a dance between the waves of your emotions. And by pendulating, you're building resilience and flexibility in how you respond to different feeling sensations. It's a way to honor the complexity of your emotional landscape, and it finds balance within this landscape, and you move with flow, you embrace the dance of your feelings, and you navigate life's ups and downs with a little more grace and a little more playfulness. So are you ready to take a playful dive into pendulation? It's gonna feel kind of like riding the waves of your feelings. So let's jump right in. Okay, so first, I would invite you to find a comfy spot where you can sit or lie down. Um, and if you need to pause the video here to really get comfortable, I would invite you to do that. And then just take a moment to settle in. Maybe wiggle around a little bit to get cozy. Really find your place where you feel supported. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes if it feels good, or keep them open and just gently soften your gaze if that feels better. It's totally up to you. And start by bringing your attention to your breath. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose, feeling your belly expand, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, letting go of any tension or worries or to dos. This is a space just for you. Now think of a pleasant emotion or memory. It could be a time when you felt really happy, really loved, or at peace. And take a moment to really immerse yourself in that feeling. And notice where you feel this in your body. Maybe it's a warmth or an expansion in your chest, a lightness in your shoulders, or a smile on your face. Stay with that pleasant sensation for a few moments, really soaking it all in and enjoying the good vibes. Now, gently shift your focus to something a bit more uncomfortable. It could be a mild irritation, worry, or tension that you're currently feeling. Nothing too big. We're just teaching our system, so you don't want to jump into the big stuff just yet. Again, notice where you feel this sensation in your body. Maybe you feel a tightness or a queasiness in your stomach, heaviness in your chest, or maybe even a furrow in your brow. Now, here's the fun part. Pendulate back to the pleasant emotion. Take a deep breath and bring your attention back to that warm, peaceful feeling. And notice how your body responds as you switch gears from discomfort to comfort. Really feel the contrast between the two sensations. And you can continue to pendulate back and forth between these pleasant and the uncomfortable emotions a few times. And again, if you need to pause the video, give yourself a little more time to practice, that's perfect. Like swinging back and forth on a hammock. And each time you switch, notice how your body reacts and how your emotions shift. It's like exercising your emotional flexibility. And remember, there's no rush. Take your time with each emotion, each sensation. And if at any point this feels too intense, you can always come back to focusing on your breath or grounding yourself within your surroundings. Five senses generally is a good one. Like look around, what are five things I notice? What are four things I hear? What are three things I can touch? Maybe two things I can smell. Maybe even one thing I can taste. When you're ready to finish, just take a deep breath and really thank yourself for allowing this time to connect with your emotions and with your body. Great job. You've just explored the dance of emotions within you. No, so I would just invite you to keep practicing this exercise whenever you want to tune into your emotional landscape and build your resilience. You know, it's like anything. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. And if we practice when we're, relatively stable mindset, then when things get more intense or we start to kind of reach or even dip over our window of tolerance, we can call on this because we've practiced it, and it's a muscle that is strong. And like I said, you can pendulate whenever you start to reach that edge of your window of tolerance. It's kind of like calling in reinforcements. And once you've mastered this skill, you'll be able to stay fully embodied in the moment with this feeling emanating from you, because the tendency is to dissociate and kind of disappear into your happy place. And our goal is to really stay present and really stay embodied, but to use this as a way to titrate. And if you haven't watched the video on titration, I would encourage you to do that, because then you'll know what I mean by titrate. Um, but pendulation also teaches your body how not to get stuck in the muck. It lets your system know that all emotions are temporary and they will shift if you allow that. if you flow with this dance, if you build this muscle. And I think it's important to say that pendulation is not avoiding the feelings that need to be felt. You know, pendulation just allows you to feel them in a way that's manageable. And again, this ties back to our conversation on titration. So hopefully you have found today's talk helpful. And tune in for the next video when we're going to talk about other ways to work with the body and other ways to really become fully embodied. And subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified when the video gets posted. My goal is to always post on Fridays. But a lot of times I just get excited and I get inspired, and I can't wait until Friday to post a video. And so if you subscribe, you'll get notified when I do post new videos. And if you think that you have found this helpful, and that means that someone else in your life might find it helpful. And so if you think of anyone that you go, they're struggling with something, and I think that they might benefit from this, please share it with them. We're all in this together, and we've all had times where we're struggling and we could use a little more support. And if you'd like more support from me, you can check out my website. It's ourworldempowered.com, because that's my goal, is for, and I've said this before, is for the parts of the world that I can touch, for us to really step into a fully empowered, fully embodied life. And the link to the website is also down below in the notes. And until next time, I hope that you are creating a fully embodied sensual life.